Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. So this video is about 5 days late because I promised to do a video every day or every other day about an African queen. But something happened in my life and I had to take a break from YouTube a bit. But now I'm back with my African queen tributes because of February being Black History Month. Now, today's video is about Queen Hatshepsut. When I think about Egypt and Queen she wasn't a queen, she was king. When I think about Egypt, the images I have of Egypt have gold and blues and whites. So that's what I'm going to use for this video today. Thutmose the First died when Hatshepsut was 12. Now, she married. Okay, let me just explain something small here. In most African concepts of marriage and getting married, you can never say that a woman married. You can only say she got married. Aliolewa. Hakuoa. Only a man can oa and a woman can only olewa. But in this case, I don't know how to put it because Hatshepsut was, I think she was even older. She was the one directly linked to the king who had passed away. So, Thutmose II is Hatshepsut's husband and brother. So since he died when they didn't have any children when he died. He died about 2 years later and they didn't have any children when he died. And they needed to have a son to rule after. So Hatshepsut, in her role as God's wife, she needed to pick Thutmose III. So they gave her, I think, an opportunity to do so, and she chose one of her stepsons to become king to become Thutmose III. And since he was a little baby, she needed to find a regent. They needed to find a regent to rule on his behalf until he was old enough. Now, the priests and the other leaders decided that Hatshepsut herself, I think she also had a decision to make in there, could become regent and rule until her stepson was old enough to rule. So they would rule hand in hand until, I think, something like 15 years. Finally, she became regent. Now Hatshepsut was now regent. She pulled some strings together, and in another 2 years, by the time she was 20, she became Pharaoh. Now, I don't know what she did to get these men to trust her and to take over as Pharaoh and to rule alongside her stepson, who she made sure was very vast and very educated in the things to do with ruling, because she made him a general of the army and he went far and wide to get to know the kingdom and to get to know the places they were conquering. And she trained him to become Pharaoh. Hatshepsut ruled and reigned as Pharaoh. There is a lot of evidence of the economy that was doing well. The agriculture was doing well. She built quite some impressive monuments, especially like her place where she was buried is very impressive. And the things you have to do when you're ruling is you have to build and you have to conquer. And she did both with a lot of enthusiasm, according to the stories we hear from history. But somehow, after her 20-something year rule, she died, and then Tutmose III took over. After being mentored by his stepmother, he took over and he ruled. Now, there was a crisis, I think, at the end of his life, that his heir will not be legitimate if there is a woman in the bloodline. In the memory of Egypt's kings, if there is a woman, then it makes the heir illegitimate. So I think he thought the best thing is to erase Hatshepsut from the monuments and the obelisks and the palaces they were building in Egypt, so that it will just look like it was men throughout. Hatshepsut dressed like a man herself. She even started looking like a man in her own monuments that she built, and she decided that she was king. But when you look at the images, she still has, her feminine things going, because in the writings, she's still she and her, but she wasn't in the images. So I bet she probably thought the images can change, but I still have to be me when I'm talking. Her story is very interesting, I think. And there are many other videos you can watch about Queen Hatshepsut of Egypt. She was Pharaoh and she was king. I think I keep calling her queen because it's her, but she was king. Yes. Like the other, I saw in Pirates of the Caribbean, there was a pirate king. And the character was a woman, but she became pirate king because the title is king. A pharaoh is a king. So Hatshepsut was king. All right, this bowl of sweets I have here, this yummy bowl of sweets, is just, I want to celebrate my son Chaya, who turned 10 yesterday. Happy birthday, Chaya. May you have a wonderful 10 more years and many more years to come. Thank you, and thanks for watching. Thank you to all my subscribers. God bless you, and I'll see you in the next video.